Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. This is Doug Campbell with your morning market preparation video for November 10th, 2017. My goodness, this month is flying by fast, and it just seems like, all of a sudden, we got reminded that the bears have been out there in the woods someplace and just been kind of biding their time, I guess. They decided to show up yesterday and reintroduce themselves and let everyone know that they're here and they're hungry. So, taking a look at the overall market, yesterday we had just an ugly move down. We got that announcement that the corporate tax plan was going to be put off for a while, and the market did not like that at all. Sold off strongly. We already had kind of a bearish look in the morning on it. Now we had an incredible recovery yesterday afternoon. If we look at a shorter term chart, this was our move down, and by the way, it was really whippy. Fly down here, and then we whip all the way back up. And I know everybody was probably thinking, it's all over, let's buy again. Because that's how this year's been. Any move down, we just buy. And then, whip down and whip back up, and then we really, just push the envelope to the downside. Then the bulls started to take back over, and they rallied us back up. And overnight, up until about midnight last night, the bulls seemed to be maintaining control in the futures, but that all changed at about midnight last night. The bears kind of took over, and they're pushing the market back down this morning. We're looking at about a 50-point gap down in the Dow. Nothing major, we're just pushing back down here into this support area. And I'll be honest with you, I would not be at all surprised, even though we get a gap down this morning, that we see those bulls fight back and actually push us out and close this week strong. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But it also wouldn't surprise me if those bears decide, they've had enough of this run and they want to push this thing lower. So I think we're going to see a lot more volatility as we go forward, a lot more two-sided price action now, now that the bears have reinstated themselves. And look at this huge volume that we had yesterday. That's that big volume move when, half of it's selling, half of it's buying. And so we're just expect a little bit more volatility as we go forward. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY on the daily recovered nicely, but let's keep in mind that it is below price resistance. This is a little price resistance level up here, and it did break the overall trend. Now, this is one of those patterns that people love. It's called a hammer pattern, candlestick pattern, and it's seen as a bullish candle. The problem is it's only a bullish candle if there's follow through. And right now, we're opening down here. So there's no follow through to this candle as of yet. If the bulls step in this morning, push us back up, and we can break through the high of this, break back up in here, awesome. But make sure you make them prove that they can do that. A hammer is not bullish without follow through price action. Let's take a look at the Qs. Q's same situation here. Q's powered back nicely, bouncing off of its trend. That's stronger than what we saw in the SPY. But here again, we're gapping down this morning, and we need to see that follow through to that hammer pattern before we commit ourselves back long in this market. So watch it carefully, be careful. Also remember, we still have a considerable number of earnings. There's about 70 some earnings reports today. And those, we still have 2 more days. That's what I meant to say. We still have 2 more days of pretty sizable earnings days on Monday and Tuesday. And after that, we're kind of through the bulk of earnings season, and that will calm down. So kind of keep in mind that we're still going to have that back and forth price action in these guys with those earnings reports, and it could still help drive this market higher. That's been one of the forces behind such a strong bull run, is those earnings reports. So keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at IWM. Now IWM is really not showing us good signs here. IWM breaking down, has a major resistance above now. This whole area now is resistance. So any rally back, what we would want to do is watch this closely. Any place between here up through here, any failure pattern up here would be suspect to more lows. So be careful here. IWM could easily just continue also to slip right down here. Okay. So keep that in mind, that it's kind of becoming a boat anchor to the overall market, and showing some signs there of trouble. Hey, on the economic calendar today, we have an extremely light economic calendar this week. It's just been phenomenal. Today, all we have on the calendar here is this consumer sentiment that even really has a chance of moving the market, and it's expected to be right up there around 100%. So I don't think that's going to move us around very much. It's been running extremely strong, near 13-year highs, and I don't think that's going to change anything today. So very, very light. Now, I will show you here next week, though. Next week, we have a huge week on the economic calendar. So kind of expect some of these big reports could really move the market around, and you'll want to kind of be focused on that next week. As far as those earnings go, again, we had about 70 companies reporting today. There's several this afternoon as well, and then we have Monday and Tuesday as kind of a heavy day for earnings, and then we're kind of past earnings season. So kind of keep that in mind. Let's take a real quick look at the VIX, because the VIX had a big the VIX had a big response yesterday. It really spiked up on that news that the tax plan wasn't going through as originally proposed or thought of. And then as the bulls pushed back, we sank right back down. But that's how quickly one of those fear spikes can happen when the VIX is so low, when fear in the market is so low. Complacency is what I like to call it. When everyone kind of believes that the market just cannot go down, that's when it can really go down. So kind of keep an eye on this. I think we're going to see higher VIX numbers now once we get past earnings. I think the VIX is going to start picking up a little bit. It's a guess. It truly is a guess. But if we look at this overall pattern, we've kind of got a W pattern here, and we're running out of that fuel, that rocket fuel that's been pushing us higher. Remember, we've got coming up in December, probably a rate hike. And all of those things are going to start to weigh on the market, as well as, the retail numbers. Retail is going to be really important here as we go through the rest of the year. The market will be heavily focused on those shopping numbers. How many people get out, shop and spend and do the things, the Black Friday and all of that stuff. So they'll be heavily focused on folks going out and doing their holiday shopping here over the next few weeks. If those come in, we could still go higher. If they come in well, if the numbers aren't as good as everyone hopes, well, we could have a little bit of a difficult holiday trading season. So keep that in mind. And with that, I would just like to say thank you to everyone. And I really do want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes and leaves comments and clicks that like button. It's very humbling to know that I'm sitting here in my home as a full-time trader, and I get the opportunity to help so many people from around the world with their trading just by putting out something simple like this. And this is what I do every day. This is part of my market preparation. I believe in preparation, not luck. And if you find this helpful, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button on YouTube and the follow me button on Facebook. And also click those like buttons. That really helps me a lot. And I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me when I see people responding to this. And I get such great comments. And I want to say thank you for that. It's very humbling. If you could also feel free, not if you could, I just wanted to make sure and let you know that feel free to share this video with anyone. I put it out there for the public use, and if you find it useful, share it with a friend. Maybe it'll help them as well. With that, hey everyone, I want to wish you a great Friday, great profits, and also an awesome weekend. Be safe. Be careful. See you right back here on Monday morning. Take care, everyone, and I will talk to you all very soon.